But let's take a look at the round of 16 here today. Again, 4 games. First leg, Galatasaray, Liverpool getting things off 1:45 Eastern time. And then the 3, Newcastle, Barcelona at 4, Atleti, Tottenham at 4 as well, and Atalanta, excuse me, not Atlanta, Atalanta and Bayern Munich also at 4. And if I'm being honest, there's not a ton of games that truly excite me. If I'm being honest, I think Liverpool will take care of Galatasaray just fine. I don't think Galatasaray really deserves to be here at this point. I mean, they're in the round of 16, but I know Liverpool isn't playing particularly well as of late and this season, to be honest with you. So maybe there's a little bit of a scare with Galatasaray. Maybe they're just a team of destiny for all I know. But again, very important first leg for them if they can get off to a positive result, get off to a great start. I think they're in really prime position to eventually go into Anfield. That's at Istanbul. And then Barcelona, Newcastle. Again, I still think Barcelona will take care of business against Newcastle in both legs, if I'm being completely honest with you. Again, Newcastle, I think, has really fallen off a cliff this season. Again, I know their best player, Isak, gone at Liverpool now, but I really just think that this Newcastle team is just a little bit over their head at the moment. I don't think they're that great of a team. I think Barcelona is a better product, better team. Lots of studs all over the place. Newcastle is kind of a shell of themselves over the past couple of years. Atletico and Tottenham. This might be the worst one of them all. I just feel like for some reason Tottenham, I don't know how they escaped the round of 6 or the round of 32 or the playoffs or whatever it's called, and they're in the round of 16, and they're actually the host team, I guess, because the home team is always the team that plays second in the leg, and I don't know how in the world they are on the verge of relegation, but they are somehow in the round of 16, and they're a home team in the round of 16 of the Champions League. And you think about this, if you're Tottenham, you have got to do everything in your power to obviously 100% stay up in the league. I still think they will. I think that they're too good of a team, too big of a club to do that. And remember, it's not like a Premier League title race where these teams are going to win majority of every single game. A lot of these clubs below them in the relegation battle, they don't win a lot of games. So even if you get a draw, that's massive compared to a draw in a title race. That almost feels like a loss because you drop 2 points. But that's massive. But look at Tottenham, and it's like you've got to go as far as possible as you can in the Champions League. Because why? Because if you don't go far in the Champions League and you eventually just get relegated instead, you do realize that like you lose a ton of money. You're gonna lose a lot of players due to player sales. The TV money is so bad. So maybe you can pocket some of that prize money in the Champions League by making a run into the quarters or the semifinals. So maybe you could do that, but obviously you still gotta somehow find a way to make it all the way up. Or stay up in the Premier League, I should say, rather. But just think about how crazy that is, that they could get relegated, how massive of a club that is for Tottenham, and to think about Atletico, and, this just feels like this is going to be like a 1-0 leg, like over 2. I feel like we're going to have a 0-0 draw today, and then Atletico is going to win it 1-0 in the second leg. Like, this just seems like this could be the worst leg of them all. Like, even looking at tomorrow, Arsenal Leverkusen doesn't seem boring. Real Madrid, Man City, no. PSG, Chelsea, no. And Bodo Sporting, no. Like, the way these two sides are going to play this whole leg, Atletico and Tottenham, it's going to be horrible. But, like, I could just think about how bad this thing's going to look. Like, it's going to look horrible this whole game. And then I think Bayern Munich, I think, is going to win the whole thing. I think Bayern's going to win the Champions League. I think them or Man City, I think, is going to win it. I think they'll take care of Atalanta just fine. I mean, just looking at the standings, they were 7-1. Their only loss came to Arsenal back in right around Thanksgiving, I think. I mean, Liverpool was in 3rd, Tottenham in 4th, Barca 5, 6 was Chelsea, Sporting was 7, and Man City just got there in 8th. So obviously those 8 teams, I kind of like the table format. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know if people are gonna hate on me for that, but I'm really liking the table format of the Champions League. Mainly because my team has benefited from it both times in Arsenal. But I'm just saying, I kind of like it. I really do. I think it gives more teams a lot of more chances. I know I've harped on, too many games played, but you know what? At the same time, more teams are going to get more money, and more teams are are going to get more exposure and playing in these games. So I kind of like the table format. I'm not gonna lie with you. I kind of do. But if I were to just give a prediction about who gets out, because again, I still got to get to another break before I go. I talked too long about Pochettino and the whole USL strike, so I got to get to another break here. But if I'm just looking at these first four games that are going to be playing today, I I'll just say who advances. I think it's Liverpool, Barca, Atletico, and Bayern. I don't think that's crazy, to be honest with you. I think they get out. I think they're going to win. I think every game will be pretty comfortable for Liverpool, Barca, and Bayern. Obviously, Tottenham, Atletico, I think is going to be a rock fight. But I think Atletico just gets out of it like 1-0, 2-0, something like that, because I think Tottenham's going to do everything that they can to muddy things up. I think Barcelona will take care of Newcastle perfectly fine. Atalanta, the only hope in the Serie A. Man, has the Serie A gone downhill ever since Juventus with like Mandzukic, Dybala. Man, Paulo Dybala back in his prime was unbelievable. And then you think of Carlos Tevez, Arturo Vidal, Paul Pogba back in his prime, unbelievable. Even Buffon, Chiellini, Bonucci, Pirlo. How can I forget about Andrea Pirlo? They were some studs, man. That whole Juventus team was really good back in the day. They had a couple cracks at it in the Champions League final. But yeah, no, I think that that's pretty set in stone.